Hey Rob fans, reason number 4 not to trust John Venditto and the town board. Please demand an independent forensic audit with the results read directly to the town board at an open meeting. I'm going to ask everybody to start writing to the Eastern District. Maybe if enough people request the feds to get involved, they will. We need an independent oversight. Okay, reason number 4, Councilwoman Rebecca Alicia. All right, let me just take a second to explain why I feel the way that I do in regards to the councilwoman. I served in the United States Marine Corps. During that period of time, my time of service, I earned a alternative combat exemption on my property tax. I also receive a disabled veterans credit on my property tax. I didn't do anything any more than what hundreds of thousands of other loyal Americans have done in the past. I'm no hero. I wasn't in any big battle or anything, or I wasn't even shot at or anything, okay? But I was there. And I like to say that a couple meetings ago, when the town dedicated those handicapped parking spots to the Purple Heart recipients, I noticed when Mr. Venditto asked all the veterans to stand up, I didn't see anybody from the town standing up, and I certainly didn't see anybody from the town board standing up. I can't believe no one's a veteran up there. That's my own personal take on that. I then joined the police department. I was lucky enough to get a job with the police department. I'm not an educated guy. I have a high school education. 3 days after I graduated high school, I woke up in Paris Island. I dug clams for a living, But I got on the cops. I was lucky enough to get on there. I did the job the best I could. I actually wound up being severely injured while effecting an arrest, and I became permanently disabled. I've had a number of operations, and if I let the doctors have their way, they'd still be operating on me. So my point is, I put my time in, I consider myself a loyal American. I'm loyal to my state. I'm loyal to my county. I'm loyal to my town. I'm loyal to my neighbors. I'm loyal to my family. So over the last year or so, the behavior I've experienced dealing with Councilwoman Alicia, it's just caused me to form an opinion of disgust with her. And I'll explain why. I'd like to take a quick look at the Councilwoman's LinkedIn page. You might notice that she lists herself as a travel professional at Smart Flyer. If you scroll down the page, you see that she puts her position as councilwoman second. It tells me a lot about her. If you go to the councilwoman's Town of Oyster Bay page and go read her biography, she explains that, well, whoever wrote the biography explains that Councilwoman Alicia, former Nassau County Assistant District Attorney, served as lead trial counsel for both felony and misdemeanor cases, including narcotics, gang violence, and assaults. She was an assigned defender for the Nassau County Bar Association, representing indigent defendants on criminal matters. She serves as a guardian ad litem for the Surrogates Court, where she is assigned to represent disabled and incapacitated persons in estate planning matters. Most recently, Rebecca worked for the Town of Oyster Bay's Office of the Town Attorney, where she was responsible for litigation and trial work. Now, I find interesting is what Mrs. Alicia didn't mention is that she also apparently works for this law firm, Panazavica, I'm terrible with names, and Associates. And if you go to their website and you look at Alicia's biography there, it gives you a little more information. It says that Rebecca M. Liebert received a BA in urban planning from Connecticut College in 1998. She attended Hofstra University Law School, a school of law, and graduated in 2001. While attending law school, Ms. Liebert worked for various municipalities regarding land use and zoning issues. Well, we know where she worked, and we know what her father did. He was Department of Planning, Commissioner of Planning and Development, and involved with the zoning of quite a few municipalities. She also held a position as a research assistant to several faculty members. After receiving her Juris Doctorate, she immediately began working for the Nassau County District Attorney's Office. Okay, so, we know that she didn't clerk for the DA's office. She worked for the town. Okay? Now it goes on to explain that during her tenure as a prosecutor, Ms. Liebert worked on more than 1,000 cases, including those involving domestic violence, narcotics, weapons possession, and larceny. She litigated dozens of issues before judges at both the district and county courts of Nassau County. She was appointed special prosecutor in charge of mental health cases. In that capacity, Ms. Liebert worked with psychiatrists, social workers, and other mental health experts on issues involving defendants who lacked culpability due to their mental condition. In 2004, she was offered the opportunity to come to work with Alicia and Associates and seized upon it. Rebecca Liebert is a member of the American Bar Association, the New York State Bar Association, and Nassau County Bar Association. A couple of things. I read on the councilwoman's LinkedIn page that she left the DA's office and went to work for some sort of automobile rental company. I don't know. In any case, in my experience in the police department, in the New York City Police Department, I worked there 15 years. And I affected, I don't know, 350 arrests. I thought it was a lot. You know, a good 50 of them were felonies. I spent a lot of time drawing these arrests up with district attorneys. I have a very strong working knowledge of the judicial system. I just find it impossible that in 3 short years working with the district attorney's office, Alicia could have been involved in 1,000 cases. I mean, she's claiming in this advertisement for this law firm, which I guess this could be false advertising, she was appointed a special prosecutor in charge of mental health issues. You know, you go back to her town site, town biography, and she claims that she was lead trial counsel for both felony and misdemeanor cases, including narcotics, gang violence, and assaults. Now this gets better. She was an assigned defender for the Nassau County Bar Association, representing indigent defendants in criminal matters. That means that in 3 years, she did both sides of the fence. She not only prosecuted people, but she defended them. It's impossible. I don't know if she's still serving as a guardian ad litem. She claims that she is. I'm sorry, you know, I'm sitting here realizing that, you know, the tone of my voice is getting, you know, a little hostile. It really disgusts me. You know, somebody tell me I'm wrong. Alicia, at the next meeting, show me the documents to prove that you really did all this. Either that or take it all down. Because I don't believe you did any of it. And I'll tell you why. I'm going to post some videos that are going to follow this, and everyone will be able to see the Town of Oyster Bay Town Codes are misdemeanors. They're in the code book. It tells you they're misdemeanors. Misdemeanor is a crime. You get arrested for a crime. You get arrested for a violation too. A summons is in lieu of arrest. Okay, when you get a summons, you're getting a break. All right, you could get arrested. Maybe you'll get a desk appearance ticket. If you don't have any identification, you could, you know, be in jail until you get arraigned. That's the way it goes. You'll see video of Alicia, Councilwoman Alicia, where she clearly doesn't understand the difference between a violation, a misdemeanor, a felony, a crime. She tried to claim I wasn't arrested. I was charged with misdemeanor crimes. The town attorney's office tried to argue in court that they didn't want me to put on the record that I was arrested. The judge explained to them, I was arrested. Okay, when you're arraigned on a misdemeanor, you've been arrested. This is another reason we need to get rid of all of them. They'll tell you anything, they'll say whatever they want. You know, it's clear to me, I mean, Mr. Venditto, you may as well just sit Rebecca on your lap, stick your hand up her back and operate her mouth like Joe McCarthy, because she's just your puppet. All right, folks. Please watch the attached videos. Have a great day. I'll see you at the next meeting. Enjoy.
After the summons was issued, a second letter was sent, and I think this one went to Leonard Genova with a carbon copy to an ADA Thurr of the Nassau County District Attorney's Office, to 4 of our deputy town attorneys, And in the letter, Mr. Ripp says that a sworn court information has led to his arrest and indictment. Now, I was very surprised to read this, and I actually had to look into it, because I said, I can't imagine that we arrested somebody for having a boat and a trailer on their property. And especially that a New York City police officer would say that we arrested him just seemed incredible to me. Similarly, to hear that someone was indicted on what is essentially the equivalent of an unclassified misdemeanor traffic ticket also boggled my mind. As it turns out, of course, neither of these things were the case. The case was that Mr. Ripp was issued a ticket, a summons, and was required to appear in district court where he was arraigned on a district court information, having to do with a boat and a trailer still on his property where they were not supposed to be. So once the district court case began, we have a series of letters and motions going back and forth. In fact, 6 motions and 3 Article 78 proceedings were filed during the pendency of this action. And each and every one of them was denied. We have a motion to dismiss that was denied by a district court judge, 2 demands for Rosario that contained inter alia motions to dismiss, which were denied, a motion for recusal, which was denied by Justice Phoenix, an Article 78 motion, which was denied in the Supreme Court, a motion to renew and re-argue, which was denied, a second Article 78 proceeding, which was denied by Justice Murphy of the Supreme Court. And at that point, Mr. Ripp wanted a jury trial. So now, in addition to, so far we have no less than 4 justices that have denied him relief, we now have 6 Nassau County residents come in and are seated for a jury trial on whether or not there's a boat and a trailer parked where they're not supposed to be parked on someone's property in their backyard. And after the jury trial, during which I have to add that Mr. Ripp threatened a code enforcement officer in the hallway of the courthouse, it was overheard by a court officer, and he was admonished by a district court judge not to threaten any witnesses. After
Who overheard
a Nassau County court officer overheard it, and the judge hearing the trial actually admonished him on the record to comport himself appropriately.